happy Christmas or happy holidays to you. As you can see, it should be light by now, but we've got a nice thick fog down. I've just got my first signal here, and I just believe it's a dog tag. I can see the hole in it. It's a bit too dark to see it right now, but we will have a look when it gets light. Here's somebody on the other section detecting. It's a bit grumpy. So I'll see if I find anything else on this end. I didn't want to be on this section, but you just never know. Well, I think that might be my first coin of the day. I think it's just a grotty penny. But it shows that there is stuff on this section. Well, I do believe that's my first bullet casing of the day. I think I will be able to get onto that other section shortly. I think he's moved off. He wasn't happy when they asked him to fill his holes in. Well, here's my next coin of the day. It's only a modern day 20 pence, but the 20 pence is a 20 pence. It's deep enough, like. I'm still happy to find it. Still happy to be out. Today's just about being out. Too much turkey and trimming and beer and sat around watching TV. If I can get a few hours out today. I was going to come out yesterday, but the rain was terrible. Just dying in that. As I moved it with the rock, have a quick look. No. Just on the surface, well, just under the surface, just a grotty 2p I believe, but it's warming me up. Well, my next one's just one of the small halfpennies I believe, where it's the size of one. I can't really see now off it, it looks like it's run smooth, but the tide's coming in quite fast, so I'm going to have to keep an eye on that, but I do believe this area will be alright for a bit longer. There's something else still there, I'm not sure, we'll have a look. tiny piece of iron. Here's my next item I found. I do believe it's just off a rowing boat or something where you put the oar through. There's an hole that goes through it. Give her a screaming signal. Another thing that's annoyed me about the other metal detector, who didn't fill his holes in. When he's dug an hole and it's been junk, he's just slung it, just left it next to the hole. Instead of taking it with him, and that'll be that then, more alloy. Well, I think here's my first pre-decimal. I think it's a sixpence. I believe it is. But that was next to a hole that guy's just dug. It was just a little scrape off the top. So obviously he's missed that one. Just a grotty 2p, well grotty, well rotten. Quite sure, glasses, just a piece of copper. I think it's just the top part of a casing, a bullet casing. Here's an old style 50p, one of the bigger ones. I do believe it's got the hands linking round on it, and if I'm not mistaken, the last one I found on here had the hands on as well. Not bad. And that's another one where we've been digging around all these. I've been going along filling them in, but checking over them. And yeah, I've been finding stuff. And picking this junk up, unfortunately, that has been leaving as well. unique. I think it might just be a penny. Yeah, I think I can just see the portcullis on it. I believe it's a penny. Well, I'm not quite sure what this one is. I can't really make much out on it, but it's just a size. It could be a ship halfpenny. I don't know if I can make a ship out. There's something on there, but I don't think it's a 2p piece. So that'll be one that I'd like to get home and get cleaned up. I'm still working the area where the other detectors was, and I'm surprised of what he's missed, unless he hasn't been looking for him or... But just before that I had a penny out this hole as well. Where's that come? That'll be that then. Better off the beach than left on. Good, what we got here? Well, that was a ring for a moment, but I think it's just a screw top off something. Yeah, just a screw top. Well, yeah, that made me heart skip a beat. Well, next one's a modern day 50p. Spendable, so that'll clean and get spent. Well, there's still stuff here, but like, I think I'm going to get stopped soon by the tide. And there's still plenty to go at. Well, there's another good hook off the beach. One less to hurt anyone. Couple of signals here. We'll do this one first. I think it's just a 2p. There's been plenty of them around this area. Yeah, I believe so. There's also been loads of pennies as well. I think I've got more pennies today than twos. But I do believe I've got myself a shilling here. I can just make shilling out of the bottom. I can't make date. But at least it's another coin. Saying that, there's not many pre-decimals today. So whatever it is. There's another 50 pence. Modern day one, so clean up and spend, always a bonus. Next coin I have here is a 2 shilling. Here with Lizzie, so that's not too bad. That one far from the surface as well. I'm not quite sure if I've got myself another 6pence here. If it is, it's a young Lizzie. Yeah, another one to get home and cleaned up. Well, I think I got myself one of the old gaming tokens of the arcades. Don't know if you can see. We've just got a number 6 on it and then like a pattern on the edge. Well, we'll get that cleaned. Here's some of the items from my dig today. We'll start off with the usual tat. A couple of 10 pegs there, a bit of copper, quite a few nails. Got a nut and a half. There's a selection of all sorts of different items there, but they're all scraps for the scrap bin. We're talking about sharp objects. We've got this thing, I don't know what it is. I know it's been an old bolt or something that's worn down. And we have this one. These are always nice to go off the beach. These things always make me cringe. I think of Baines playing on the beach. Well, that is huge. If that went into a kid's foot, I wouldn't like to think. I wouldn't like to think if it went in my foot. This thing, I thought it was a key to begin with, but it's just a bit of copper. Same with these bits of shrapnel. An old bullet casing. We do have this item. Like, I'm going to clean it. More and more I look at it, the more and more I think it's a washer now than now else. But we'll find out. This nearly gave me an heart attack. I thought it was a ring, but it's just got a thread in it. It's some sort of flange or something. This, give a screaming signal. I believe it's off a boat where the oars go in. That, not quite sure. Just a piece of scrap. A couple of bits of lead. I did get a dog tag, but I'm not going to turn it over because it does have a name and an address on the back, which is really clear. Then we'll come down to the coins. We'll start off with the 50 pences. This large 50 pence, one of the older ones. And if my memory serves me right, the last time I found one of these, it was the same type with the hands on, which I thought was quite unusual. I got a couple of modern day 50 pences that need cleaning. A couple of 20 pences, some 10 pences, a couple of fives, plenty of the old 2p's and the pennies. Then we'll come down to the more interesting coins. Well, this one, it's a 2 shilling, got a young Lizzie on it. Now, these will be cleaned up. This one's got George on, this is a shilling. I think I can make the date out on that one already as 1948. And we'll come to these two. I do believe it's a ship halfpenny this. I can't make out the monarch on it. I don't know if it's a Lizzie. But it'll be interesting to get it cleaned up. This one, I can't make anything out at all on it, but it's the same size as this one, so I'm assuming that it could be a ship halfpenny or just an halfpenny. Then we'll come to these sixpences, I believe. Okay, I'm going to clean it up. If you get that in the right light, you can just see a young Lizzie on it. Well, they will be cleaned. This one's definitely a sixpence, you can make it out. And I do believe that's George on there. Which one will soon be revealed. A gaming token. You can make out the number 6 on it. I have found a few of these in my time, but they're from the old arcade machines. And they have these. These two are definitely the old halfpennies from the 70s. But this one, I'm not quite sure what it is, because if you put it against one of the others, it's actually a bit bigger. So I can't make anything out on it. It's rather, these have been corroded, or that's been corroded and it's a penny. I'll clean it and have a look, but I'm not holding my breath with that one because I can't see anything at all on it. It'll probably turn out to be an halfpenny. But I will show you them when they're all cleaned. So the next time you see me is when they're cleaned. Here's my coins now that they're cleaned up. We have this one. This is a George V. You can just make him out on there. I can't make the date out, but I should imagine it's from the early 19s. Then we've got this one, George VI. Same again. Very poor condition. You can't make it out. You can make the ship out on the other side. Very slightly. But yet again, I can't make the date out, but I should imagine that's like from around the 1940s. Maybe on. Got shilling. 2 shilling, cleaned up lovely. 1956 this is from a young Lizzie. And we've got a 1 shilling from 1948. Same again, cleaned up really nice. That's another George VI. And we've got the gaming token. Like, it's cleaned up, but you can just make it out. I've had a few of them. This thing, what I thought was like some mystery, I didn't know. It is a halfpenny. The others must have been well worn that I measured it against, because you can just see the outside, the lining, the patterning on it. And I got this sixpence just outside the silver bracket. I think they stopped making them in silver in 1947. This is 1948. There again, George VI. This sixpence, a young Lizzie on it. You can just make it out. I'm not sure the date on that. I can't make anything off on that side. Well, we then come to this 50p. I think this would be the coin of the day, I believe. It's from 1973. I think the 9 hands are a symbol of joining 9 states together in Europe or something like that. Well, yeah, I was happy to find that. The last one of them that I found on the beach was the ones with the hands on as well, which is quite unusual. I like, oh yeah, to finish off as well, this was a mystery item that I didn't know at first. I thought it might have been a brooch with it having things, but then more I looked at it, the more I thought it may be a washer, and it has turned out to be a washer. So that can go in the junk pile. So with that, I'd just like to take a minute to say thank you to all the subscribers, new and old, and I hope you've all had a great holiday. Thanks again. Take care.